When ideals clash with arrogance, the battlefield becomes a crucible for truth. In a world where the strength of conviction can shape reality, one young mage will defy a king. The battlefield is set. With a surreal and expansive world of unlimited blade works, a reality marvel that mirrors Shiro's heart and soul. Shiro Emiya, a young mage driven by the deep-seated ideal to protect others, stands ready to face Gilgamesh, the ancient king of heroes who embodies arrogance. And for Shiro, this is not just a battle of physical strength. It is a battle to prove that his ideals have meaning in a world where power often dictates right and wrong. Gilgamesh, the king of heroes, possesses the ultimate noble phantasm, the Gate of Babylon, which grants him access to countless legendary weapons. He views Shiro's ideals as naive and worthless, believing that only the strong have the right to rule, but Shiro, with his ability to project weapons through unlimited, is determined to show Gilgamesh that even the weakest can stand up to the strongest if they have the will to fight for what they believe. When ideals clash with arrogance, the battlefield becomes a crucible for truth. In a world where the strength. What happens when a young man's dream of becoming a hero meets the arrogance of a king? This is the story of Shiro Emiya, a boy who dreams of saving others, and Gilgamesh, the king who sees himself as the measure of all things. Shiro Emiya has always been driven by the ideal of becoming a hero of justice, a protector of the weak. This ideal was born from the trauma of surviving a devastating fire and being saved by a man who believed in the same dream. Shiro's journey has been one of constant struggle as he seeks to uphold his ideals in a world filled with violence and corruption. Shiro's ability to project weapons, granted by his reality marvel Unlimited Blade Works, is a manifestation of his belief that anyone can be a hero if they have the resolve to fight for what is right. But in Gilgamesh, Shiro faces an enemy who embodies the very antithesis of his ideals. A king who believes that might makes right and that the weak exist to serve the strong. Gilgamesh, the ancient king of heroes, is a man who has seen the rise and fall of civilizations and views himself as the epitome of human achievement. His arrogance knows no bounds, and he believes that his power gives him the right to judge and rule over all. To Gilgamesh, Shiro's ideals are laughable, a child's fantasy that has no place in the harsh reality of the world. With the power of the Gate of Babylon, Gilgamesh can summon any weapon from history, making him one of the most formidable opponents Shiro has ever faced. But it is not just Gilgamesh's power that Shiro must overcome. It is his belief that ideals are meaningless in the face of overwhelming strength. As the final battle approaches, the ideals of a young hero and the arrogance of a king are put to the ultimate test. Will Shiro's beliefs in justice be enough to overcome Gilgamesh's godlike power? Shiro's resolve is unshakable. As he prepares to face Gilgamesh, he knows that this battle will be his greatest challenge yet, but he is determined to prove that his ideals are worth fighting for. Even in the face of overwhelming power, Shiro's journey has been one of growth and self-discovery, and now he must use everything he has learned to stand against the king of heroes. The tension builds as Shiro prepares for the final confrontation. He knows that Gilgamesh's power is immense, but Shiro is not one to back down from a fight. The stakes could not be higher, and Shiro's determined to protect his ideals and defeat Gilgamesh drives him forward. Gilgamesh's confidence is absolute as he prepares to face Shiro. He believes that his power and authority make him invincible, and no one, especially not a mere human like Shiro, can stand against him. Gilgamesh's arrogance is fueled by his belief that his status as king gives him the right to judge and rule over all. But as the battle approaches, Gilgamesh begins to sense something in Shiro, a strength and resolve that he did not anticipate. The tension escalates as Gilgamesh prepares to crush Shiro and prove once and for all that ideals are meaningless in the face of true power. The tension reaches its peak as Shiro and Gilgamesh stand face to face within unlimited blade works, the surreal landscape reflecting their conflicting ideologies. Shiro's determination clashes with Gilgamesh's overwhelming power, creating an atmosphere charged with anticipation and dread. The stakes could not be higher, and the outcome of this battle will determine the future of Shiro's ideals. When ideals clash with power, who will emerge victorious? The final showdown between Shiro and Gilgamesh begins now, and the fate of both of their worlds hang in the balance. The battle begins with a fierce exchange of weapons. Both warriors display an incredible skill and power. Shiro, using his unlimited blade works, projects countless weapons to counter Gilgamesh's relentless assault from the Gate of Babylon. Each strike is a testament to their conflicting beliefs, Shiro fighting to protect his ideals and Gilgamesh fighting to prove that only the strong deserve to rule. Gilgamesh's confidence and power seem insurmountable as he unleashes wave after wave of legendary weapons after Shiro. But Shiro, ever resourceful, begins to anticipate Gilgamesh's attacks, using his own projections to nullify the king's advantage. The intensity of the battle is palpable, with each clash of weapons echoing through the vast surreal landscape of unlimited blade works. The fate of Shiro's ideals and the world they inhabit hang in the balance, as Shiro and Gilgamesh push each other to their limits. As the battle rages on, Shiro is forced to confront his own doubts and fears. Gilgamesh's power is beyond anything he has ever faced, and the weight of his ideals threatens to overwhelm him. But Shiro knows that he cannot afford to fail. If he loses, Gilgamesh's nihilistic worldview will prevail, and the world will be plunged into darkness. Shiro's determination to protect his ideals and uphold his belief in justice drives him forward, even as Gilgamesh's relentless attacks push him to his limits. The internal struggle becomes as intense as the physical battle, with Shiro questioning whether he has the strength to defy Gilgamesh's power and prove that his ideals are worth fighting for. Gilgamesh's power is overwhelming, each attack designed to break Shiro's spirit as much as his body. Gilgamesh's confidence in his own superiority is unshakable, and he believes that no human could possibly stand against him. But as the battle continues, Gilgamesh begins to sense something in Shiro, a strength and resolve that he did not anticipate. The battle between Shiro and Gilgamesh becomes a test of wills as much as a test of skill. Gilgamesh's overwhelming power threatens to consume everything in its path, but Shiro refuses to give in. The tension reaches its peak as both combatants push themselves beyond their limits, knowing that the outcome will determine the future of Shiro's ideals. In the heart of battle, the lines between idealism and reality begins to blur. Can Shiro hold on to his beliefs, or will Gilgamesh's power force him to abandon everything he stands for? Despite being pushed to his limits, Shiro's determination remains unbroken. He knows that giving in to Gilgamesh's power would mean abandoning everything he has fought for. The intensity of the battle is reflected in Shiro's unyielding resolve, even as he faces an opponent who seems unstoppable. Shiro summons every ounce of his strength to continue the fight. His determination to protect his ideals and prove that they are worth fighting for fuels his every move, even as Gilgamesh's relentless attacks threaten to break him. Gilgamesh's power seems to grow with every passing moment, his arrogance fueling his belief and that he is invincible. The battle reaches its climax. Gilgamesh's overwhelming power threatens to consume everything in its path, leaving Shiro with no choice but to confront the possibility that his ideals may not be enough to save those he cares about. In the face of Gilgamesh's overwhelming power, Shiro makes a final stand. Shiro's resolve to protect his ideals, even if it means sacrificing himself. The battle between Shiro and Gilgamesh becomes a battle not just for survival, but for the future of Shiro's ideals. The tension reaches its peak as Shiro unleashes his ultimate technique, using unlimited blade works to overwhelm Gilgamesh with a torrent of weapons. The stakes could not be higher, as Shiro's victory hinges on his ability to uphold his principles while overcoming an enemy who seeks to crush everything he stands for. When the dust settles, only one will stand. Will it be the young man who believes in justice, or the ancient king who believes in power? The final moment of truth is here. As the final clash between Shiro and Gilgamesh unfolds, Shiro's resolve and ingenuity prove to be the deciding factor. Using unlimited blade works, Shiro manages to outmaneuver Gilgamesh and deliver the final decisive blow, shattering the king's arrogance, proving that ideals can triumph over power. Shiro stands victorious, not because he was the stronger fighter, but because his belief in the power of ideals gave him the strength to overcome Gilgamesh's overwhelming power. Gilgamesh's defeat is a moment of tragic finality. Despite his overwhelming power and unshakable confidence, he is brought down by the very thing he underestimated: Shiro's determination and the strength of his ideals. As Gilgamesh fades away, he acknowledges Shiro's strength, even as he refuses to renounce his own beliefs. Gilgamesh's fall marks the end of an era, but it also serves as a reminder of the power of ideals and the importance of standing up for what you believe in. In the aftermath of the battle, surreal landscape of unlimited blade works begins to fade, and the world returns to normal. Shiro, though victorious, is left to reflect on the cost of the battle and the sacrifices that were made. Shiro's journey is far from over, but the battle with Gilgamesh has solidified his belief in the power of ideals and the importance of protecting those he loves. The final battle has ended, but the journey of the young hero continues. In the face of overwhelming odds, one young man's resolve to protect his ideals has triumphed over the arrogance of a king. But as the dust settles, the question remains: can Shiro truly live up to the ideals he has fought so hard to protect? In the end, Shiro's victory is not just a triumph of skill, but a testament to his unwavering belief in the power of ideals. Shiro has proven that even in the face of overwhelming power, ideals can triumph, and that anyone can be a hero if they have the will to fight for what they believe in. Despite the hardships that lie ahead, Shiro's resolve is unshakable, and he is ready to face whatever challenges comes his way. As Gilgamesh's reign of arrogance comes to an end, the question of his legacy remains. The battle between Shiro and Gilgamesh was not just a physical confrontation, but a clash of ideologies that will have a lasting impact on the future of Shiro's ideals. Shiro's victory was not just a triumph of strength, but a testament to the power of determination and resolve in overcoming the darkness of the past. The battle may be over, but the journey of the young hero is far from complete, and Shiro is ready to continue on the path he has chosen.